What's up with it? What's up with it, man? It's the Bronco with the Fro coming at you with another reaction video. We got 10 wrestlers who killed somebody. Now, I know back in the day, hey, them wrestlers, they didn't give up, bro. They was raw. They was ruthless. It was more real back in the day. Tough, gritty, grindy. Like, if something ain't go their way, they'll go backstage and get the get the throwing hands and stuff. I done heard plenty of backstage stories of old WWE wrestlers fighting and stuff. And pre-WWE, like, back way back in the day, like them Von Erich days, I already know shit got tough, so let's see what goes down. Bro, you wouldn't be able to pay me $1 million to do that.
Professional wrestling is one of the most dangerous avenues an athlete can go down. The risks involved are much real, and the pain and torment that wrestlers put their body through simply can't be argued.
Yeah, that's why people be killing it. That's why a lot of wrestlers, they don't kill themselves, but some of them do. But a lot of wrestlers, like back in the day, didn't make it past like 50 years old, bro. It's a whole compilation on YouTube of wrestlers who died like before 50 on some stuff.
Yes. There is no margin for error in wrestling, as one poorly executed move could seriously hurt an opponent, or even worse, take
kill
their
him.
life.
Yup. He killed somebody. Rey Mysterio killed somebody, bro.
Outside of the ring, this is mainly due to them turning to drugs and alcohol to combat the sheer pain that their bodies
that man Jeff Hardy used to go to the ring faded in TNA.
Sometimes a wrestler can go to the extreme and actually take the life of another individual as a consequence of this dependence on drugs and alcohol.
It sounded like he was in the middle of an argument. He was clearly agitated.
With that being said, here are 10 wrestlers who have actually killed.
Bro, this finna be. I know Scott Hall gonna be on here. I heard about Scott Hall killing somebody. That's the only one I heard about, bro.
Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification.
Hey, go subscribe to WrestleMania, bro.
Wrestling videos.
A sport where its characters live in two worlds, where fantasy bleeds out into reality.
Number 1.
The Great Khali killed somebody?
During the Great Khali's WWE tenure, he attained a reputation of being one of the worst on the roster.
Yeah.
His matches would always be
he couldn't really wrestle, bro. He was just big.
The majority of them would feature blunders of even basic moves. WWE even gave Khali a world title.
Nah, he was that guy in 2007. I ain't gonna lie.
Matches of the ruthless aggression era, even when
this was my era right here.
Such as Rey Mysterio and Batista.
I remember this Pujami prison match.
Khali had acquired a terrible reputation prior to WWE signing him, and the reason for that reputation is shocking. During his days as an independent wrestler, Khali was facing a man called Brian Ong.
He killed somebody in the ring?
Pro wrestling. Ong had attained a serious concussion prior to the match in training. However, the staff at All Pro Wrestling convinced him that he should go on to compete in the match with Khali. Khali would hit Ong with a flapjack, a basic move that is perfectly safe when executed properly.
Yeah, how can they kill somebody?
Somebody with a concussion. Unfortunately, the flapjack resulted in Ong receiving a second concussion, which resulted in
that's tough.
Ong's family would...
That's not really his fault, because he already had a concussion. Like, it wasn't like, you know, it wasn't really the Great Khali fault, bro, because that move could go either way.
Be awarded $1.3 million. Khali's reputation would be tarnished, but this didn't appear to affect the intention of WWE to sign.
He already had a concussion, bro. Like, that's not his fault.
To the moon. Number 2, Jimmy Snuka.
Jimmy Snuka, yep. I heard about this. People do not like Jimmy Snuka.
Wrestling figures of all time. He's died from the top of the cage at Madison Square Garden, continues to be played in highlight reels, and will likely continue to be showcased forever.
Yep.
Despite a legendary career, a dark mark will always exist on the legacy of Snuka. This is due to the passing of his girlfriend, Nancy.
Yeah, he shot her or something like that, bro.
In a match in 1983,
that man looked scared.
To attend to Nancy, but she unfortunately passed away due to injury on her brain. Snuka was the only suspect in the case to find out who was responsible for the bizarre death of Nancy, but there wasn't enough evidence to convict the wrestler of the crime. Despite this, in 2015, 32 years after the tragic passing of Nancy,
he got charged. Isn't he dead though?
And charged for third-degree murder. However, it was ultimately ruled that Snuka was not mentally competent to stand trial, and he would pass away in 2007.
Yeah, that's what I'm about to say. When he dead, bro?
Argentino would remain officially unresolved.
He was kind of cuckoo too. That's what I was saying. Scott Hall was on this list too.
Famous wrestlers of all short time, attaining success in WWE under the Razor Ramon.
Razor
And
Ramon.
later as part of the most famous factions of all time in WCW with the NWO alongside Nash and Hogan, many fans are unaware that the legendary wrestler Scott Hall was involved in the killing of another human being.
I think it was a
When
bar
led
fight
into
or
a
something.
confrontation with a man outside the
Yup,
nightclub,
or the
the
strip
man then
club.
pulled out a gun on Hall before Hall managed to attain the gun off the individual before shooting the man.
See, bro, yeah, you pull a
Hall was
gun
never
out on
punished
me,
for the
bro.
incident because he quite rightly claimed
That's
self-defense.
self-defense, bro. You pull out a gun, you better use that hoe. I swear to God, that's anybody, bro. If you pull out a gun and somebody take that hoe, like, you can't be like, bro, I wasn't gonna shoot you, bro. They have the right to shoot you because if you pull out a gun, it's probable cause.
In a later interview with ESPN in 2011, Hall reflected on the incident, stating how it will haunt him forever.
Yeah, they'll mess with my head, bro.
Ox Baker. Ox Baker
Who is
isn't a
this?
household name in the world of professional wrestling. If fans know who he is, it's likely due to negative reasons. Ox Baker was involved in the death of two wrestlers in the early
Two
1970s.
wrestlers?
Twice. In the last 20 years, I've hit people and they died in the ring.
And he bragging about
He
it.
used a finisher known as the Heart Punch, which was later inappropriately named the Hurt Punch. The move is a basic strike to the chest area, and if done properly, shouldn't remotely hurt the wrestler taking the move. Unfortunately, nobody told Baker this. In 1971, he accidentally hit Alberto Torres with the move, and as a result, Torres passed away from a ruptured appendix, and then later, a wrestler known as Ray Gunkel would have a heart attack in the ring following
You
taking
can't,
the
this
move.
dude really hit them in the chest? Bro,
Baker
it's
would never be
wrestling.
charged with any crimes, as they were classed as accidents.
You know, their wives asked me if I apologized to them about their husbands. Their husbands were not in shape.
He would continue to work until 2000.
Bro, you can't do that, bro. Come on now. It's wrestling. You can't, bro, pull back a little bit. They talking about something, he bragging about it. They not in shape. I done killed two people with my hand. Bro, kayfabe can only go so far, bro. He went too far, man.
2014, before passing away at the age of 80 that very same year. Number 5, Brian McGee.
I ain't never heard of this
Brian
dude.
McGee may not ring a bell to many wrestling fans. He was a relatively
He looked like
unknown
Elijah
wrestler.
Burke.
He was at one stage in the WWE's developmental territory, FCW, but he would never receive a main roster call-up. McGee, however, would be in the headlines in 2013 when he brutally stabbed his ex-girlfriend.
Wow, bro, this domestic
Even
violence
crazier
stuff,
is that he
bro.
uploaded a picture to his personal Facebook page of his ex-girlfriend's bloody arm. McGee is now serving a life sentence.
Why would you
for this
do that? He
awful
kind of
act.
looked crazy, too.
Number 6, Saito. Pro
Japanese.
wrestling is so dangerous that
Oh, nah, this the
people
dude.
can be
Yeah, this the
deadly.
dude.
This was evident in a match in Japan in 2009, as Saito would team with a wrestler called Bison Smith against the team of Misawa and Shiozaki. The match was booked to go over 30 minutes, but unfortunately the match would end suddenly.
Yeah,
when
I
Saito
remember
would
when this
perform a
happened,
back
bro.
suplex on Misawa. Misawa was motionless, and the match was instantly stopped. A doctor in attendance attempted to perform CPR.
I know that ought to
but
be
was too
scary
late.
for anybody in the
Misawa had
crowd,
already
man.
passed away. It was reported that Misawa had been wrestling hurt for an extended period of time, and Misawa landed wrong upon impact of the back suplex, which in turn severed his spinal column. Misawa was just days away from celebrating his 47th birthday.
That's tough,
Despite
bro.
his premature passing, Misawa attained an exceptional legacy in Japanese wrestling that will stick with wrestling fans
Dying in the
forever.
ring, that's different.
Number 7, Jose Gonzalez. The legendary wrestler Bruiser Brody is one of the most famous yet tragic stories.
I heard
in
about
history
this one
for
too. He got
professional
shot by a
wrestling.
promoter or
The story
something
goes
like
In
that.
July 1988, popular Puerto Rican wrestler Jose Gonzalez got into an argument backstage with Bruiser Brody, and this led to a physical confrontation which had tragic consequences. 2 screams were heard in the shower area of the locker room.
Yeah, that was in the
This
shower.
led to wrestling legend Tony Atlas rushing to see what the source of the
And
screams
he stabbed
were.
him. He got
Here
stabbed,
you
I
would
think.
see Brody holding his stomach, while Gonzalez would be seen holding a knife. Due to the sheer amount of people outside the arena, it took paramedics over an hour to attend to Brody.
Yeah, that's
the
tough.
stab wound was far too fatal, and he would unfortunately pass
How
away
can you
that
just
very
live with
day.
taking somebody's life, bro?
Gonzalez would claim self-defense and testified his own defense, and he would be acquitted of Brody in 1989. Number 8, Verne Gagne. Verne Gagne had attained a reputation as one of the most respected.
Look at that
wrestlers
build. Look
of
how
all
small
time,
that build is.
mainly due to his work in the territory days of professional wrestling, and he was also known as being the owner of the American Wrestling Association. He also went on to be inducted into the WWE, WCW, and Professional Wrestling Hall of Fame, which speaks volumes in
at
just
Matt
how
Hardy.
respected he was. Despite this, in 2009, Gagne would be involved in an incident which
2009?
his legacy forever. Gagne got into a confrontation with a 97-year-old man. He then threw him to the ground, and the man would unfortunately later die from the injuries from the fall to the ground. Gagne was suffering from dementia, meaning...
Bro, y'all too old to be fighting, bro. It's a certain age. As soon as you reach 70, matter of fact, you too old to be fighting, bro. You can't be having fights because y'all both is brittle. Like, I'm trying not to laugh, but that's tough, bro.
He wasn't able to form the necessary mental capacity required to be blamed for the incident. His crime would therefore go unpunished.
That's tough.
Number 9.
New Jack. I should have known New Jack was going to be on this list. This man, New Jack, was different, bro.
New Jack
He straight said that he was trying to kill that boy.
Reputation for being one of the most dangerous and frankly craziest wrestlers.
Crazy as hell. I'm surprised they let him in the ring.
There have been several occasions where New Jack has attempted to end the life of a fellow wrestler. For instance, the mass transit.
Yep, he said he was trying to kill
a fellow
him.
wrestler bleed to death by blading him too deeply. Who could forget the time he tasered Vic Grimes and threw him off the scaffolding? Which ended him on the spot.
I watched the interview. New Jack straight said, I was trying to kill that boy. He said he don't care. He was trying to kill him.
Jack himself admits to being responsible for up to 4 homicides during his time as a bounty hunter prior to getting into the crazy world of professional wrestling.
I ain't here to save the world. My only concern is putting your ass in jail and getting paid for it.
Yeah,
despite
he's
Jack claiming responsibility for multiple deaths, it's important to say that these homicides haven't been verified by anyone other than Jack.
I would not hesitate.
I think in an interview with Vlad TV, New Jack was like that wasn't true or something like that.
Stab your ass, cut your ass, run over you with a car.
And number 10,
Chris Benoit.
Chris
Yeah,
Benoit
we
is
all
one
know
of,
this story,
if not
man.
the greatest technical wrestler of all time. He was also one of the most popular wrestlers of all time.
I remember the day this happened like it was yesterday, bro. Because the week before that, they had the whole Vince McMahon dies in a limousine explosion or whatever.
Benoit was
This
on his way to a
Benoit
Hall
stuff
of Fame worthy
derailed
career,
all of that.
including a major world title win in the main event of WrestleMania 20 when he defeated both Triple H and Shawn Michaels. However, all the accomplishments and all the admiration would be forever tarnished in the summer of 2007. Benoit was scheduled to face CM Punk for the ECW title at the Vengeance pay-per-view, but he was unable to make the event due to him claiming his wife Nancy and his son Daniel were suffering from food poisoning.
Both of them,
but the
man.
reality was that Benoit had ended them both before taking his own
That's
life.
tough.
The grim realities of the situation.
Some people have been
revealed
saying that
until
somebody
a day or two
killed
after
him,
the
they
pay-per-view
murdered them
event.
and covered it up,
WWE
but
had hosted Chris
I
Benoit
don't know,
tribute
bro.
show on the Monday following the Vengeance pay-per-view, weirdly replacing a show that was supposed to be a tribute show for the Mr. McMahon character who'd been killed off in the
I remember
storyline
this like it was
prior.
yesterday,
Once
bro.
news came out in relation to Benoit's actions, McMahon would declare that the Benoit
I
needs to be
still
a
want to know
mention of
where
WWE
would they take that
television ever
storyline,
again.
bro.
And to this day, that statement was proven to be correct. It would be revealed later that Benoit had the brain capacity of an old man with dementia because the wear and tear he had undertaken throughout his numerous
Elijah
years
Burke.
of professional
Shout out Elijah
wrestling.
Burke,
This,
man.
alongside a documented history of abusing prescription drugs, the doctor who prescribed these drugs would admit he overprescribed them to several
Dr.
athletes,
Phil like a hoe.
sometimes without even examining the needs of the athlete in question. The doctor himself, who went under the name Dr. Austin, would receive 10 years in prison.
That's
So there
tough.
you have it, guys. 10
Hey, shout out WrestleMania, bro. Hey, rest in peace to all the people that died on this list. It's wild, bro. 10 wrestlers who killed somebody, man. It's crazy. Like, comment, subscribe, comment down below. React to next time out.